Wednesday, February 22nd, 2 p.m. Eastern Time will be a very important time for crypto. Jerome Powell has his hands on the economy and the crypto market, and when he wants to squeeze and put it out of its misery, he can. So what's happening February 22nd at 2 p.m. Eastern Time? Well, we got to swing on over to the economic calendar. Wednesday, 2 p.m. is what? FOMC minutes. Yes, a February 1st meeting. You're still sitting there going, dude, I still don't get why is it significant the meeting minutes coming out from the previous month? Well, here you go. Go to a news site in any aggregator out there. You will see that Fed meeting minutes are big. Fed meeting minutes and retail earnings are in focus this week ahead. Treasury yields rise as investors look to key economic data. Fed minutes. Brent oil lower amid stronger dollar. Caution ahead. Fed minutes. Shaky sentiment ahead of Fed minutes. Higher for longer rates. Indian shares inch up as metals rise. Fed minutes await. So basically what happens is this. These minutes for these meetings get released several weeks after they happen. During the minutes, you get more information on what the people in the meetings were talking about in terms of highs, lows, expectations, projections. One of the big things that the whole crypto market was freaking out about this last meeting was, are they going to go with a 25 or a 50? And after we had gotten the recent economic data, people were like, oh yeah, he's going to come out with a 25. Well, now we had really good economic data coming out saying, hey, recession fears aren't there. Retail sales were up. Jerome Powell's like, whoa, wait a minute. You're still breathing? Maybe I can choke you more. And that's why these minutes are so big, because this tells us that gauge of people within the meeting, what they were thinking. Were a lot more of them thinking 25 than 50? Were a lot more of them going, you know what, hey, if we do a 25 now, hey, if things aren't looking good, we got to come back with a 50 right away on the next one. That's why these minutes are so big. That's why news aggregator sites have tons and tons of stories about this. And this is from all over the globe. DAX slides. We're talking about German stock exchange. DAX slides as investors' eye Fed minutes. Dollar regains strength ahead of PMI data. Fed minutes. I'm telling you, Fed minutes are big. They're big and they move markets because, like I said, it's the deeper layer look into the data that normally comes out. So they had the meeting February 1st, made the announcement of a quarter basis point hit. You now have the minutes coming out several weeks later. How will the markets react? Will this turn things around and turn these red candlesticks green? Or will you see more action out there leaning to Jerome Powell and the Fed coming out with a 50 basis point hit? And speaking of when they meet next, that's March 21st to 22nd. And that's a big one because that one is associated with the summary of economic projections. So Jerome Powell, even though he doesn't have his finger on the trigger right now, he still has his hands on the economy.
Sometimes you just gotta choke a bitch.
Now, how is that information for you? Told you it was relevant and it matters to crypto. Every time there's a Fed meeting, couple weeks later, you always have this action happen to the market, stocks as well as cryptos, when they review the notes, right? How hawkish, dovish, what's their outcome projections looking like? That's so important, and sometimes even more important than the actual drop, right? Like, we all kind of knew that the 25 was priced in, and then when he came out with the 25, we're like, okay, cool, we already knew that was coming. But now if the minutes reveal that the Fed out there, that a lot of them were like, no, if things really don't improve, if we don't have sub 5.9s, for CPI data, we're going to have to tax it with the 50. Well, guess what? CPI data came out bad. Really bad. It did not move at all. So now the Fed's in a real doozy as they've got U.S. retail sales, which are way high. Means people got money, which means the Fed's like, oh, so we could drop another 50 on y'all? Relevant news and information that matters to you in the crypto Web3 space. Me, I'm gonna go work out. Speaking of working out, check out this channel right here where I share my workouts and adventures with you. Otherwise, I've got Web3 crypto action designed for you by the YouTube algorithm. So I'm gonna go work out. You cool cats, have a great rest of your day.